Almost all my work starts with walking along the coast. I've got my sketchbook in my hand and I'm searching out that kind of place I want to record. As I'm sitting there, my head moves around a lot to take in the view. Our eyes don't have 180-degree view, and so I'm always shifting around, looking at different places, and I quite often like to rip my drawings up and recreate that when I'm back in my Sydney studio. Working with oil paint outside really is a challenge. You know, gathering your materials together, carrying it all to the location, and balancing your wet painting and your palette is a real challenge, believe me, and then getting it all back safely to the car without ruining your painting. But the immediacy of making painting choices out in the landscape just really can't be bettered. How lucky I feel being able to get into that flow, that feeling of like time stops and you're actually out there recording something and you don't really know what results you're even going to get at the end. Life's all about not knowing, and I feel really fortunate to be grappling with this working as a painter. I've always been drawn to coasts, those fragile boundaries between land and sea. And painting really helps me get acquainted with those landscapes that I really love. A photograph is really a mere moment in time, but a painting can be multiple moments. You know, I like to really explore those moments in my work. My shifting coastal boundaries are really governed by the elements, you know, the clouds scudding across a really dark sky, the tide ebbing and flowing, the weather changing, the time of day. You know, it's very different first thing in the morning when the dawn's breaking, as opposed to those long afternoon shadows at the end of the day. I really have to keep looking and remembering those very fleeting moments. Look, discover, learn, and then unlearn all over again. That's kind of part of my practice. Returning to the same place to paint will always result in a different version. You know, sometimes my paintings don't work out. The sort of spontaneity you get with plein air paintings means it's almost impossible to correct them once you've done them. Quite often things don't work out at all and I end up scraping off a whole load of expensive oil paint. But I really try and embrace those failures as well as the successes because they're all part of my painting journey. I'm really trying to tell a story of the places that I love and hoping to strike a chord of recognition in other people. I don't want to give them all the information. I want them to feel there's somewhere left in the painting for them to kind of wander through in their own imaginations. That's really quite important to me. Coast for me is a universal theme. You know, we're all really connected by the ocean across the whole world. Life just feels a little bit better by the sea.